Hey, what's up, friends? Ray with Docket Timberworks. And yeah, I'm in my kitchen. I know it's kind of weird, but so the question comes up all the time in the Facebook chats more often than anywhere else that I've seen. And the question is, can you dry your rough turn bowls in a smoker? And my answer is yes, you can. It's basically a convection oven. It's an outdoor convection oven. You know, it's just wood fired. So it's got a fan, it's got a circulation, it's a barrel chamber where the air moves up and around once and then out the vent. So it's constantly cycling the moisture out. And I've done it before. I did it about a year ago when I first started turning, and I did a cheesy video on it, and it was horrible. And so it's time to revisit it. And so what I've got is, here's an elm bowl, and you know, I dated it, and its weight, it's 733 grams. I don't know where my moisture meter is. It's lost in the shop somewhere. But here's a nice size red oak bowl. And today's Sunday, and I turned these Friday. So this one's 1880 grams, and you know, it had Friday's date, the 19th. And then look at this one, man. It got a bunch of metal shavings or something in there, because it really did that ebonizing deal. This red oak was sopping wet, man. My bedways started to rust. My tool rest started to rust. Everything started to rust. So this one's $23.91. Okay, and what I did was I simply use my favorite, Elmer's glue. I mix it 50-50 with water, paint it on with a brush. You can see here that it didn't completely dry because they were stacked on top of each other. But that's fine, they're going to dry in the smoker. So let's go put these out in the Traeger. Okay, so here we are at the Traeger. I've got it preheated up to 165. That's as low as it goes. And, yep, smoky, right? So we'll put these guys, we'll put him here. This elm should fit up here. There we go. And this larger red oak. I'm staying away from that back corner back there because I know that's where my hot spot is. Okay? And I'm about to go to my monthly woodturning meeting, the Detroit area woodturners. And we'll come back and see how these do after about 5 hours. Okay, and like I said, this is a barrel chamber, and it's got a fan, and it's got a heat. And so it's just an outdoor convection oven. Look, so the heat and the smoke comes up, circulates around this way, and then it exits out the back. This doesn't have a smokestack style venting. It's right here. Yeah, you can feel the heat. This is where it comes out and exits out here. So it's at 165, the lowest setting, and we shall return. Actually, I had to film this just because this is funny to me. Yeah, we'll see if we have enough pellets to make it last. But these are oak pellets, and I'm smoking oak bowls with oak pellets. That's hilarious, right? All right, friends. So here's the moment of truth. I'm kind of worried about it because I wasn't here to monitor it or keep an eye on it. I put them on probably about 11 o'clock this morning, rushed out to the turning club meeting, and then have been busy splitting wood and getting supper. So it's about 8 hours of smoke, and like I said, I haven't even checked on them yet. So, man, I haven't had very good luck with oak, and so I'm kind of worried. So, oh boy. All right, so it's still holding steady. Oh, wait. It's looking like everything's in one piece. Okay, this elm bowl for sure looks a lot lighter, or I mean feels a lot lighter, and you can tell it's got some decent ovaling on it. And then look where the pith is. You see that ridge? It really, you know, did its movement. You can see all the smoke coming out. Okay, so now right here at the bottom on the tenon, along where the medullary rays are, I do have some checking here. And I'm going to pull this guy out, and hopefully it stops. The interior does not have any of that, but you know, you can see a little bit of it here. Now, if I would have caught that earlier, I would have CA'd that up and hopefully, you know, prevented some of it. Okay, and it's doing the same here. That's kind of deep checking. You know, I was kind of worried about that oak, and it was unsupervised. So the interior is completely untouched with checking and okay, now I did this experiment once before, and I did it with sugar maple, and nothing cracked or checked. And pretty much, okay, you can really see the ovalness on this elm, okay? And it started out at 733 grams and now weighs 545. I'm not a mathematician, so I don't know. So this bad boy, now see, a lot of these cracks might kind of close up and go away. This one didn't suffer as bad as the larger one. This one, I think most of these cracks are going to disappear or just take a little bit of CA. But this guy was at 1880 grams and is down to 680 or 1680. So it lost 200 grams of moisture. So that's over a little bit over 10% in 8 hours of drying time. This guy was $23.91 and is now $21.40. This one, like I said, it's got some of this radial checking. I've seen these kind of where they'll close up and go away a little bit. This is a thick bowl, okay? That's over an inch thick. We are looking at it's focusing on my hand. 1 3/8. This one's right at an inch. So, and like I said, the inside is untouched. So I do believe that these will be salvaged and won't even need CA treatment. This is a really thick bowl. We'll only know when we go to turn it, twice turn it, and the elm came out unscathed. Now, I haven't played with this in a long time because I have a refrigerator kiln going up and I have plenty of bowls. I've got like 50 of these already dried out, so I don't need to speed up the process of drying. Now, when I first started turning, I didn't have any twice turned bowls. And so I tried this. I did it with like 6 maple bowls, and it worked great overnight. These are a lot bigger. You can still feel the heat in this. This is gonna, you know, probably still lose quite a bit of temperature because it's probably 150 degrees, which, okay, so this is another cool thing, is kiln dryers will bring up, you know, for the last hour or so of kiln drying lumber, will bring it up, the internal temperature up to like 165, and that kills all the bugs in it and their larvae, all the borers and everything else. So this is another thing. This was at 165, and it fluctuates between 150 and 180 when I set it at 165 for 8 hours. So any little creepy crawlies in there are nuked. All right, friends, I hope this helps you come to a better conclusion on whether you can smoke bowls, dry them out in a smoker, a pellet grill, oven, whatever you want. It's an outdoor convection oven. That's what it is. So it's really the ideal. Sorry about that. It's really the ideal environment for drying the bowls, because that convection moves the heat over it and then wicks the moisture out of the chamber. So for rapid drying. Now for crack-free drying, I don't know. These are salvageable. These are totally 100% salvageable. And big bowls like that would have taken over a year to air dry naturally. Over a year. Even with this little bit of radial damage here, a little bit of black CA, and it'll look sharp. Because if you look at it, it matches the medullary rays. That's where those splits are coming from. They're just in line. And that's why I've kind of had a problem with oak in the past, is it cracks along the medullary rays. I don't know why, but it does. Here's the other side. And this was the larger of the two bowls. These are still heavy. I need to find my moisture meter and see where they're at. I don't know if these guys are completely done yet. They haven't ovaled any, which means it's really sturdy wood, as opposed to this elm that's really light and totally ovaled like a peanut M&M. That's my best way to describe it, man. Because, I mean, this thing was turned perfectly round. And you can see it, but that's got the dry wood sound. That's how I check my firewood when I know it's ready to sell. Hey, what's up, guys? So I just got back from working out of town all week, and I wanted to check on these bowls and see how much weight they've actually lost in a week or 5 days. It's Friday today, and I did the earlier rest of the video Sunday. I'm here in my laundry room. This is where I usually keep my dry bowls. But this guy, 531, and he was 540. So it's losing minimal moisture. Okay, see here, 540, 531. It's losing minimal moisture from what I read it at. I think I checked it Monday morning or Tuesday morning before I left out of town at 542. So it's lost another 8 grams, 9 grams. This is the smaller of the red oak bowls, and it's at 1603 from 1635. And so what I might do is keep checking on these. The elm bowl I would go ahead and turn. These oak bowls, they had quite a bit more to lose, I believe, than the elm bowl did. They're quite a bit thicker, quite a bit larger. 2048 from 2100. So as you can see here, I just kind of keep a running tally on the side of the bowl. Don't worry about it. You could use Sharpie even, because this is all going to get turned away. And then, like I said, I don't need to kiln dry or smoke dry my bowls, because I have plenty of them that are already dry and ready to be turned. And then plus another probably 2 dozen, 3 dozen out in my garage. So, but smoking these bowls is a great way for a new turner that doesn't have dry stock to get bowls out. Okay, I like turning green wood. I'll finish them green, but some people like the more finished state. So this is a good way to do it. If you've got a smoker already, I buy more often. I'm still burning through pellets that I bought a year ago. I went off the deep end and bought a whole lot of them. So, because I was trying all the different flavors and experimenting, and I won't go down that hole with you guys, but yeah, I maybe burnt up $4 or $5 worth of pellets smoking 8 hours on minimum heat. Maybe. I don't even think I burn up that much. So it's a cheap, easy, effective way if you already have one. If you don't have them, you can find the low end stuff on Marketplace all day long for like 50 bucks used, and then go buy a bag of pellets for 20 bucks. And I mean, you can be drying out bowls like that. Things that I would do that I wasn't able to do because I was busy, I would check on them every 2 or 3 hours instead of letting them run for 8 or 9 hours unattended. You know, you can start or minimize checking. If you see checking, pull it out. Put super glue in it. Maybe put another coat of insular, or just call it good and let it dry the rest of the way. You've started the evaporation process, and you've started moving that moisture out. Like these, they still have a little bit of moisture left in them, but I see no reason to return it to the kiln. It already lost a good portion of it. I'm not a mathematician, so I can't tell you the numbers right off the top of my head, the percentage that it lost. But the amount that it's losing by the week is greatly reduced. So, you know, I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, give me a like, subscribe. Comment down below what you think of this goofy experiment. If you want to see more of it, I could go off the deep end and rough out a bunch of cherries, see how that reacts. I rough out a bunch of maple, see how those react versus the wood, because you saw the elm. The elm was flawless. And I personally have had bad luck with oak checking. Oak loves to check on me. I don't know about you guys, but man, it really checks bad on me, just even when I treat it the best I possibly can treat it. So, like I said, subscribe to the channel. I'm doing goofy stuff always. Trying to figure stuff out. I've tried microwaving the stuff. Maybe if you're going kind of like how Raffin likes to get the warpage out of it on a finished turned piece and purposefully warp it, it's cool. But it's too much work for me. You have to microwave it, pull it out, microwave it, pull it out, microwave it, pull it out, and just kind of, I'm more of a set and forget type guy. That's why I like my refrigerator kiln. It's low heat. I keep it at 105 degrees, throw the bowl in there for a week or two, come back and check on it. I've had very few problems with the refrigerator kiln. Now, when I've tried to put bowl blanks in there, they split like crazy. But a rough turn bowl, no problems. So we can maybe go in depth on that. Let me know down in the comments what you all think. Thanks, friends. Like I said, it's been a long week, man. I worked out of town, stayed in a motel room. I'm ready to relax and get some sleep. I got to upload this, get this all out to you. So have a good one, friends. Thanks for watching.